Is there from a show guy to a book guy, is there a hyper nerd question you got burning right now? We just saw the Tower of Joy, so.
Right. I mean, okay, so yeah, I'm a show guy, but
Yeah.
I've read all the wikis on everything.
Yeah. So you're a
I'm
hybrid.
I'm caught up. I haven't read all of
The
Martin's
theories.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read most of, at least what's happening in the backstories to things. So I
Yeah.
know all about the Tower of Joy, and R plus L equals J and all that stuff.
Okay. There's nothing burning.
No,
you don't want to.
No, because any burning question that I have, I've looked up.
Okay.
So, I guess if you want to talk about that a little bit, about Tower of Joy, because
Oh no, I don't.
Honestly,
It's the only important thing that happened at the Tower of Joy is that Arthur Dane died, Ned Stark and Howland Reed lived, and somewhere between going to the Tower of Joy and returning 9 or 10 months later from Dorne, Ned Stark had Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Now, you can go into that fan theory that Jon Snow was born at the Tower of Joy all you want, but what is known is that there was no Jon Snow before that, and that Howland Reed and Ned Stark walked north with Jon Snow sometime after the Tower of Joy.
do we know where Howland Reed is?
He's at Greywater Watch, which is the historic seat of House Reed. It's a castle in the swamp around. I can't believe we're doing this. They just talked about the Ironborn talked this week about losing Moat Cailin.
Mm-hmm.
And the swamp that Moat Cailin spans, which is one of the only roads into the north, besides the twins of Walder Frey fame.
Okay.
The swamp that it spans is the home of the Reeds and of Greywater Watch. That's I don't know. I think at one point when we meet the Reeds, Jojen and Mira, someone calls them frog eaters.
Yeah.
And that's why they call them frog eaters, is because
Gotcha.
they live in a swamp.
They're the son and daughter
of Howland Reed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a scene in Feast for Crows, I think, where Jon Snow sends a letter, or no, excuse me for the camera. Robb Stark, right before he dies, sends a letter to Howland Reed. No one knows what's in it.
Gotcha.
But it's...
But they don't do that in the show, do they?
No, they don't. Well, that like 2-episode hit is like super confused and far enough away now, where if when Howland Reed shows up, he can be like, Robb Stark sent me a letter before he died.
Right.
You know, whatever English stage thespian plays
yeah, exactly.
Howland Reed.
Okay. So right now the only way that we can confirm that if the Tower of Joy proves to be that was where Jon Snow was born, only way that we can theoretically prove that for his claim to the throne then is through visions from Bran,
Mm-hmm.
and then Howland Reed being still alive, assuming he's still alive.
Yeah.
And that is about it.
Well, I mean, yes, except there's only really one way to hold a throne, and it's in the words of House Targaryen: fire and blood.
Right. Correct.
So, yeah, I mean, if Dany Targaryen comes up through Dorne with 100,000 Dothraki riders and the Unsullied and says that my nephew, Jon Snow, is the prince or the king or whatever.
Is it her nephew or is it her cousin?
It's Rhaegar's son. It would be Rhaegar's son, so that would be Dany's nephew.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if she said my nephew, Jon Snow, is the king or the prince or whatever, I don't know that much about interbreeding royals and what that does with titles.
Targaryens were pretty hefty, I thought.
Famous interbreeders, yes.
Interbreeders.
Yeah, they thought the Valyrian blood was so strong that it would weed out the normal deformities that would occur from breeding so closely related people. But yeah. Wow.
We got a little nerdy
We
there.
really got deep with that. That's good.